Good evening, Dan Fitzpatrick here. And I want to look at take two. First of all, as you know, because you're listening to this or watching this video, I'm back from vacation. And I was amazed at the number of stocks that were ripe to buy today and how strong, not really how strong the market is. It's been strong. I didn't really see any reason for that to end. And I'm not I'm not a big fan of like calendar trading and, looking at the January effect or this or that or the other thing. I mean, that's fine, but I just look at charts and I know what market tendencies are, but I just look at charts and fundamentals and stuff like that, not really so much calendars. But we got a lot of stocks that are cranking today, and members, I've added several to our growth stock list, and so I want you to check those out. They have stops, they have entries, the whole bit. And I know we have a lot of new members, so check out the video. It's a little over a half an hour long. But with Take Two, this is a stock that I saw today in some of my scans. And if you know how I trade and my chart methodology, you'll see what's happening here. I've been kind of drawing it as I've been yammering on here. This is in a volatility squeeze. Nice trend higher, but this actually peaked in the summertime. And it's essentially in in kind of a basing pattern for the last, 5 months or so? 6 months, 5 months. And so I'm looking at this, and given the market strength as much as it is, I think this stock can easily move another 10 points or so. And that's not a huge percentage move, but I'm talking about easily. And it's a kind of a low risk entry because you're taking a small position here in anticipation of the stock breaking out. Ideally, you would have even you're watching the stock. I wasn't. I was eating really, really bad Moroccan food in Spain, and it was really bad. I won't get into vomiting, but ideally you'd have been watching the stock, seen it pull back here and then hold at the 50, and then you're kind of buying the stock right here, starting a small position, keeping a stop that's less than 2%, and then looking to add when the stock breaks out. So you didn't do that. I didn't do that. So now we're looking at this today. Okay, so we're a day late, maybe even 2 days late. But if the stock breaks out, that's when you would start a position, and you start a fairly small one again. I just like to start small, at least I like to preach starting small positions. And then, keep a stop, just say 2%. If the stock pulls back, say to 123 or so, even though it might ultimately move higher, the only reason you're buying the stock here, at least on my suggestion, is because it's going to break out. So if it pulls back to 123, it didn't break out, so you need to sell it. You can wait and buy it again, but you buy a stock because you think it's going to do a certain thing, and then after you've bought it, you wait to see if it does that certain thing that you thought it was going to do. If it does, awesome, you're making money. If it doesn't, too bad, so sad, you get out and you move on, and maybe you try it again. Good traders, I'll say it this way, great traders can get stopped out of a position 2 and 3 times, lose money every time, and then ultimately make a lot of money on the stock. And it's because they saw something that they thought was going to happen. It ultimately did happen, but just not on the timing that they thought it was. Dave Ryan, who's a monster trader, mentioned last year at a workshop that I went to in Myrtle Beach, that he bought this stock back here and lost money on it like 3 times. until finally the stock broke out and did really well. He did really well. So my point is, you should be treating take two and any other trade in the same way. You should know exactly why you're getting in, what's going to have to happen for you to be proven wrong, at which point you'd get out, and of course what you're expecting the stock to do. So if you can do all of those things, hey, I promise you you're going to make money. And I can also promise you that you'll never lose your butt. You'll never blow out. You're always going to be a safe trader if you do the things that I just mentioned, okay? All right, that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.